Today we will discuss about the Azure virtual machines. So before creating the virtual machines, we need to create the virtual networks. So we will go for uh, virtual networks. So in this, we need to click on add, and you need to give some resource group, and you need to give some name for virtual machine for virtual network. I am giving like and I'm going to next. So here we need to give the IP addresses. Like if you want the IP addresses based on your availability IP, by default you will have 116 IP address. So I'm creating by using this 16, and we'll go for next. And you can leave this one. So if you want to use like so it's used for like to uh, to secure like when we are connecting any RDP or any SSH connection, it will connect using a SSL, using a Azure means Azure Baziton. So in that case you don't need a public IP address. In that case means we need to have a private IP address. So if you have private IP address, so you can host using the this option. And this is used for production level. Like sometimes the hackers will hack some websites, or in that case this option will useful, and it will be, and Azure will charge for this one. And if you want to have a firewall also, you can have the firewall, but the Azure will charge for firewall also. Go for tags, and you can give any tag names also, and go for next, and click on create. So you need to wait for 1 minute or 2 minutes. So if it succeeded, so it will show a notification. So you can go for resource, and you can see the virtual details. So it's created a virtual network. So next we need to go for virtual machines. Here we need to select a new. Here we have two options. One is virtual machine, and one is select with preset container, preset configuration. So we'll go for virtual machines, and here I will select a resource group. So here I need to give the means a virtual machine name, and it should not have the spaces also. We need to give some space. I need to select the region based on your nearest location. And availability option, we can select no infrastructure agency required. Why means if you select these two options, this is used for like a uh, it will use for available zone. Will use for like suppose I have one website. So sometimes something happen means like something like power something like any there is a down issue in a server. So in that case, if you give this availability zone, it will take a nearest one based on this one. So in each US we have 3 availability zones. In that case, if you select the based on availability zone, so if the hosting, if the website is not working, or if the server is not working in east US, so it will redirect to next zone which we are giving. So for now we will select this one, and for this you will have the Azure will charge some price. So for now we will go this one, and we need to select the virtual image also. In this we have like So I am selecting 12R2, or you can select browse all, and you will see that list of images. So which one you needed? So I will select the image for 12 R2, and size we need to select like, so for if you are using free account, so you need to use like B1S VM. So in this we will have like a B1S. Yeah, you can select this one, B1S. So you need to select this one, and B1S. Yeah, B1S, and you click on select, and you need to give the username and password for connecting the RDP. Here we need to select the ports. Suppose I want to connect the RTP. So in that case, we need to give the RTP, and so it will give the access to connect the RTP. So here we have an option called save up to licensing. Some suppose if you're already having the license with Windows, means if you have some Windows server in your desktop or in your on-premise, so you can directly host that on-premise to Azure. So in that case, the pricing will adjust to 49%. So in that case, you need to select this one. So it will give some options. So based on that, so we can host the um, existing server to Azure also. And here you need to give the we have three types of OS step. For now, we will select premium SSD. So this is called the high level disk types. So in a trial account, so we need to use the premium SSD. And here you can have the encryption type also. So the disk will have some encryption, means so it will encrypt complete data with some encryption key. So this option is to use like suppose I want to attach another disk, like I have two disks. One is completely completed. So in that case, you need to you can attach more disks also. Next, we need to go for networking. Yes, I created a virtual network, right? So you need to select that virtual network, and by default, it will show 24. And I didn't create any subnet, so that's why it will create a default subnet, which is created by creating a virtual network. And here, if you want to give any public IP, you can give in a public IP, or or you can create a new one. And you can create this NIC security group is used like uh, when we have a inbound network traffic or outbound network traffics from virtual networks, from virtual machines. So you can deny or allow some traffic using a NSC network groups. So for now, we will go for a basic. And if you want any inbound ports, you can give the inbound ports also, or you can keep on if you don't want to connect this RDP or any web, so you can click on none. So I will select an RDP. And load balancing is used like when we have more bandwidth in for a VM. So in that case, you need to give the load balance. Here you can leave this. This is used to monitor the to monitor a virtual machine. So this will show after creating a virtual machine, and you can left this one, or you can see like it will use for creating some alerts, some about application. So this is used like if the we have some means without storing some credentials using the Azure key vault, so you can connect this virtual machine. So in that case, you need to use this one. So you can enable the auto shutdown also. If you enable the auto shutdown, so it will ask some data and time. So the virtual machine will shut down in specific time. And if you have any patch installations, or if you want to uh, install any updates in the OS, you can select this one. If you want to update the patches using manual, so you can select this one. So I will select this one. So I means when we are using production, so we need to select this one so we can install our, if you need any patches, we can install in a manual way. And in advance, if you want any, if you have any PowerShell script, so you can use that code also. Or if you want to install some extensions, like if I want to host some predefined, like if I want to host some service agent, or if I want to host some antivirus, so you can use this one. So next we'll go for so here we have, you can, if you are using any dedicated host, so you can use these options. And here we have two options, Gen 1 and Gen 2. So Gen 2 is a new one, but basically we use a Gen 1. Why means when you are using Gen 2, so if you want to move, some functions will not work. So in that case, like in Gen 2, it does not support some Azure platforms features like any Azure disk encryption, like that. So we have some options. So we can select the Gen 1, and you can click on go, and click on review and create. So it will show the cost per hour. So you can set, and you can select this one, and you can review the complete details and click on create. So whenever you're hosting a VM, so if you don't want to charge some money, so you can you can shut down for some time. So it will not charge some, it will not charge, means it will not charge some money, or it's a virtual machine is like a hourly base. So if you are going to stop the services, so it will not charge anything for a VM. So we'll go to resource, and you can see here you can see a list of options, and you can see that resource, and you can restart, or you can stop, or you can connect RDP. Sorry, we can connect. You can see the list of IP addresses, and here you can see that we see that activity log. We can see uh, any related things which are which we are working in on VM. When you are working on VM, so you can see the activities, which activities we are working, and you can give the access control also based on the role, or based on the some role assignment, or some on roles also. And coming to this one. So if you have any issue with VM, so you can uh, you can solve by checking. So Azure will check if there is any issue, or you can select in this predefines issues, and you can click on troubleshoot. So it will see what is the issue, and it will fix that issue. Before going to Azure support, so we can see these options, and we can fix our issues. The networking, so we see that we have the some ports means so for to connect RDP, we gave 300 port, or we can, and we have other options also, like allow VNet means if you want to allow the VNet inbound, or if you want to deny all the options. Here if you give the, and we have these numbers, right? So you can give any number, but if you are overwriting uh, this this inbound port rules, so you need to give the before this number. So first it will take priority with the previous number. If you want to connect the RTP, so you can connect this RTP. Before connecting an RTP, you need to uh, give your IP address to allow your application means to connect the RTP, and you can attach the disks here, and you can change the disk size also here. And here you can give like if you have any errors, or if you want means if there is any security issue, so it will show here. So based on that we can take a action. So advisor recommendation, like so it will recommend some subscriptions which is used for us. So if you want to install the extension, you can install this extensions also in a VM. So yeah, go for dev test. Or we can host the DevOps also. You can configure the DevOps, and you can manage using DevOps. So availability scaling is like so it will see like now we are not using any availability scheme. Or if suppose when we're creating a virtual machine, if you select a availability set, so if in one zone if it's not available, so it will move to other available zones. So that the options will see here. So you can give some option means if you want to host your own server, means if you want to host your on-premise server, you can give this option, and you can give this option to use Azure to authenticate the Azure using the Azure Key Vault. So this option is like you can see like if you want to connect RDP using a public using a private server, private IP address. In that case, you need to give this option. And if you want to auto shutdown based on some time, so you can give this auto shutdown also. If you want to create a backup, so you can enable the backup option also. So if any disaster occurs in our region, so you can select target region, so it will move to specific region if there is any uh, disaster occur in that region. So if you want to update some patches or some updates in virtual machine, so you can enable this. So you can have some inventory tags also, like suppose I want to track some or if I want to pay some money for a storage log, so you can use this one. So you can change the tracking also, like which location we need to change. We need to store this log analysis, and or if you want to store uh, any logs based on your location. And if you want to enable any policies also, you can create a policies here. So here we have other option called boot diagnosis. It will see like It will take a screenshot if anything, uh, if the server is running or not, if you have any issue. So you can take a picture of present. Uh, it will take present screenshot, and it will, so you can check the screenshot. So if it's not running, so you can check what is the issue from here. Or if you want to reset the password for a VM, you can reset the password here. Or if you want to redeploy, you can redeploy. But you need to have some we need to restart the uh, virtual machine, and like if you restart a virtual machine, so you may lose some data. So instead of that, you can redeploy your virtual machine to a new host. In that case, we need to create a new VM also.